A man has a choice. I chose the impossible. I built a city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the great will not be constrained by the small, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality. I chose to build rapture.
Hello AMG, it's me ACEFRONT, and I'm back for another video review thing. I have stopped from my hiatus, depression, spoiler, laziness, spoiler, and all that jazz, and I'm ready once more to do videos for AMG. I will continue to do videos. I'll probably do some PC gaming for now, and once I can order things from the internet again, I will order a capture card so I can do, you know, various other reviews and Let's Plays on certain games that I'd like to Let's Play and review. Once I get a capture recording system, I think I'll do Shank and Shank 2 for Let's Plays, and maybe even do Bioshock 2 for PC once I finish the game. And yeah, that's about it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a good day.
Hello there, you're seeing me for another review, and that is on Bioshock for the PS3. Now, Bioshock is definitely an interesting game. I'm not really going to go over the fact that it was ported to the PS3 a year later, and the porting was done by Digital Extremes. By the way, they did a very excellent job porting it over. There's practically no difference between it and the 360 version, but probably easily the best version is the PC version. And that's like saying, I don't know, you breathe air. It's like, of course the PC version is best. But Bioshock at the time on the PS3 actually had a few different things, like the fact it had a critical mode. I think I don't know if some DLC came on the disc. I don't think so. But I do know that the whole extra difficulty mode was done on the 360 as well. As in, it was just a patch or whatever. But on the PS3 it came straight on the disc. But overall, Bioshock is a very interesting game, but I will go much into detail right now with the story. Now, I'm not going to talk about the story, I'm not going to give any spoilers. In fact, I really shouldn't be talking about it, or even mentioning it, but I do feel the story is very, very, very well told, with some very excellent cutscenes, some incredibly well-written dialogue, and characters that you will care about and what happened to them, and what you do as well. I mean, and I forget what his name is, but the main character that you play as, I think it's like Andrew, not Andrew, that would be Andrew Ryan, but the main villain of the game, or so you'd think. But Bioshock has a very good story, and the audio diaries, there are so many audio diaries. In fact, Bioshock 2 actually has a world record for having the most audio diaries in a game. What was it, like 200, 242? I don't even remember how many. There are so many in that game. But Bioshock 1, hands down, one of the most interesting and well-told stories of this console generation. Does that mean that it will blow your mind? Some aspects will, but there are some points where the story kind of takes a backseat in favor of the gameplay, which... But for the most part, the story is just as important as the gameplay, and that is a very good thing because the story in this game is amazing. As well as the characters, all the splicers, the big daddies, you actually feel accomplishment when you kill one of them. And the little sisters, you know, you either harvest or you rescue. Obviously, you get the good ending when you rescue them. But seriously, Bioshock 1, great story. The gameplay, however, is much to be desired. There's a lot of sidetracking going on, and I mean a lot of it. If you're not a big fan of sidetracking, you're gonna hate this game. You really are. There's so much of it. I mean, I didn't mind it so much as I just was like, really? Really? This much sidetracking? Whatever, I'll see to it to the end, but some cannot deal with the sidetracking in this game. But, for example, Storm Dane Productions absolutely hates this game because of the sidetracking, and just overall, he felt that it was overrated, but that's a completely different video. I'll leave it in the description if you really care, but Bioshock has got a lot of sidetracking. Do I care so much? Kind of. I mean, it does get annoying after a while, but it's not that big a problem for me. It doesn't hurt the game as so much, it just makes it a bit inconvenient. But what I do have a problem with is the shooting in this game. Thank God for plasmids, and thank God for the lightning plasmid and wrench combo, because that's basically how you're going to kill 95% of these enemies in the game. Because, well, even the lightning plasmid takes up a lot of energy, and I was playing on hard, so that went bloop. Every time I used it, it just went boop. That little plasmid bard. Oh my god. And you run out of ammo fairly quickly on hard. I heard that it's a lot easier, of course, when you play on easy and normal. Playing on hard is actually a pretty big challenge, and you do have to strategically fight these enemies. Like, you can't just simply go Call of Duty or Battlefield. You actually have to use strategy with your enemies in the single player. There is some multiplayer, that's in Bioshock 2, but that's a completely different game to review. Bioshock 1, not an easy game. The shooting, though, the shooting just feels much to be desired. Like, it's very clunky. I mean, I think it has to do for the fact that it kind of feels like the lead development was the 360, but I feel that PC players will have a much easier time shooting in this game, because it really is that clumsy, if you will. I mean, it's hard to explain, you actually have to play it, but the best way is that it's not that the shooting feels like molasses, it feels like a boulder. You can kind of move it if you try, but it's not going anywhere for a while. Oh, but the plasmids are quite fun to use. The only problem is trying to manage them. Like, oh my god, there's so many plasmids in this game. I'm pretty sure there are a lot that I missed, but whatever. There are a lot of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen half this game as far as its power-ups go and the different ways you can play it. I mean, I searched the crap out of this game and I still feel I've been missing stuff. And I put, like, I'd say a good 15 hours into this game. Bioshock is not a short game. It's not an RPG, it's got RPG elements, but it's a long game, and it is got those upgrading and customizing elements that make Bioshock a very deep action game, but not so much an RPG. But besides that, oh, by the way, the level designs in this game are absolutely amazing. I love the level design. I love Rapture. I love the craft and care that went into Bioshock. I mean, it really is just amazing, to say the least. The presentation is also absolutely incredible. The graphics, the art style, still look good after almost 5 years of this game coming out for the 360 in 2007. Somewhere around August is when the 5th anniversary for this game is going to be, had 5 years of Bioshock, but this even, System Shock even predates Bioshock, but, Bioshock is easily one of the... Unreal Engine does not make this game look good so much, it helps this game look good because the art is so amazing that Unreal Engine can really make it look good. And the artists knew exactly what they were doing, and it really shows. I mean, Bioshock is a pretty game. I mean, all the water effects are just absolutely jaw-dropping. The detail in the environments is something that you really have to marvel. The character animations are very well done. The cutscenes are actually done in a Half-Life style, where you pretty much you can control yourself, but it's not really, there are only like 3 times when it forcibly does, like in the actual story where it forcibly does cutscenes, and they're all major parts of the game as well. It really does say something about how good this game is presented. The music, you really have to search for the 50s music or 30s music. It really does differentiate itself from Fallout and like every other RPG out there, or faux RPG I should say, that it's like, hey, it's the 50s even though it's like 200 years into the future. Bioshock takes place in the 50s or 60s or 70s or wherever this game is taking place, and the music fits that time. And you know what? You actually have to search for it. I love the music in this game. Even the 50s music that's there, even as good as that is, I love the orchestrated music. It's very cinematic, very atmospheric, and the overall sound design, it's just amazing. I mean, those Big Daddies like walking around actually sound like monsters, and you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to fight this thing. I mean, Bioshock really does have a lot of good going for it. And I mean, the voice acting, it's amazing. It's easily some of the best voice acting you will hear of this gaming generation. It really is. Replay value, I mean, the single player is definitely worth it, and there are trophies and DLC and blah blah blah, stuff that's standard in pretty much every other game, but it really depends how much you like it. If you like it enough where you are guaranteed to replay it, what am I talking about then? But if you don't really, if what I said does not sound interesting to you, then you're not really going to find much love to replay in Bioshock. I mean, rent it if you really want to see what it's like. I mean, if it's your cup of tea, then keep going with it. It really is that good. But if it's not, if it's not what you like, you're not gonna like it. If it doesn't sound appealing, it really isn't. But overall, Bioshock is a phenomenal game. If you are a current gamer of this generation and you have not even so much as played a little bit of Bioshock, do yourself a favor and pick this game up. Rent it if you're unsure, buy it if you're absolutely sure that this game sounds good to you, because it really is that good. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out our Twitter and our blog for future updates, written reviews, and much more.